Kia ora. For this presentation today, we have Heather and Angela and Alice, all from the Department of Conservation. Heather and myself are GIS analysts, and we will be focusing on the technical parts of this presentation. Angela is an analyst in the Jobs for Nature Assurance Monitoring and Reporting team and has been driving the Rataka Taiao project. Angela will begin with an overview of it.
The Jobs for Nature program is a $1.245 billion fund to help revitalise communities through nature-based employment and stimulate the economy post-COVID-19. DOC is delivering this program with other government agencies, including Ministry for the Environment, Ministry of Business, Innovation and Employment, Ministry for Primary Industries, and Land and Information New Zealand. DOC's allocated work in Jobs for Nature is to administer just over $500 million over the next 4 years to create nature-based job opportunities. To help project report on their achievements, DOC has developed a reporting tool termed Rataka Taiao, which roughly translates to Nature's Diary. Rataka Taiao was a cross-functional team project including collaboration between our Outcomes Management team, GIS team, the Jobs for Nature reporting team, and branding and communications teams. The intent is for this tool to provide a consistent all-of-government reporting mechanism. DOC Jobs for Nature has implemented its use over the past few months. The use of the tool will steadily increase as we introduce it to projects that predate its development and continue to implement it with upcoming projects as new funding agreements are signed. Rataka Taiao is a series of easy and quick to complete surveys to report key Jobs for Nature metrics like employment and conservation outputs, or to notify DOC of health and safety incidents. Projects report using this tool close to a real-time basis, reducing reporting at the end of a longer time period. Along with real-time data, the tool also improves reporting as it is designed to be used by the people closest to the work, for example, field supervisors, who have the best oversight of what has been achieved. The ability to complete reporting on a smartphone also means flexibility to report without a computer. I'll now hand you to Heather, who will take you through some of the technical aspects of Rataka Taiao.
As Angela has mentioned, 3 surveys were designed to meet the Jobs for Nature reporting requirements. The first 2 surveys developed were the People Survey to record employment measures and the Output Survey to record conservation outputs. Separate surveys were designed as the reporting timeframes were different. Daily updates were needed for employment measures and weekly updates for conservation outputs measures. Survey 123 Connect was used to produce both, rather than the standard Survey 123, as it provided enhanced functionalities, like the ability to pull in external data into the survey based on values chosen, the ability to calculate and store hidden information, and it provided more control on formatting. The first survey is the People Survey, used to report the employment measures that have occurred. The user selects their project and job type to indicate the time spent on their task. Only job types relevant to the project are available. These answers can be saved as favourite answers to allow quicker data capture for users, accessed using the menu on the right. Reporting date is required. Reporting is required daily as many projects have different hours and numbers of people who work on different tasks each day. New staff starting work can be entered. Location of work is recorded as point data. Numbers of workers and hours are recorded. A job hours calculator helps users calculate total hours worked by different groups and doing different hours. This makes it easier for users to report these numbers accurately. The second survey is the Output Survey, used to report the conservation outputs that have been achieved. Again, the user selects their project and job type. Weekly reporting is required when work has been achieved, so a time period is used to capture this. The next question depends on what job type is selected. As I selected hut maintenance, it asks for a total number of huts maintained. If an unusual number is entered, another question appears asking for an explanation to help data quality control. For example, if a large value is entered. The work location is captured as a polygon. This provides a ballpark figure for the work area covered. Later on, a third survey was added to improve reporting further. The incident survey is used to quickly notify DOC of health and safety incidents that have occurred on Jobs for Nature projects and reduces reporting overheads. Users must acknowledge points on how to enter information and their reporting responsibilities before starting. Again, project information is filled out, key incident details are provided, when it occurred, who was involved, the location, the hazard, and the outcome. If injuries occurred, this information is recorded for each injured person. Whether the incident was WorkSafe notifiable is also captured. As we're working in a live, ever-changing environment, we decide to set up test versions for all ArcGIS Online work, called the Sandbox, as a place to develop and test changes to the products before releasing anything to the production environment. Changes are made in this space, then copied to the production versions once we're happy with the changes. This allows minimal disruption for users already using the apps. Visibility and editability of the data and apps also needed to be restricted to certain people. To enable this, different groups were made and different views of the data were created. Each view has its own settings for editability and visibility of data. For example, the users filling out the surveys form one group, the projects group highlighted in red, and they have access to the data view highlighted here, which has been set up with editing enabled and only features that they have created are visible to them. Jobs for Nature reporting staff form another group, highlighted here, and have access to a view of the data that is read-only, but have a full view of that data. I'll now hand you to Alice to cover off our use of FME and dashboards.
We have automated as many tasks as possible using FME and scheduled tasks. Some steps still rely on manual input though. Automation is assisting with data validation, consistency, and communication with the various parties involved. 2 FME scripts are run manually when required to onboard new users and new projects. The scripts are running from a CSV file, an Eagle feature layer, and a local geodatabase. The scripts ensure every new user receives an onboarding email providing all relevant information to start using the app, like a user guide, their Eagle credentials, etc. As projects and users are added, feature layers are updated, which in turn impacts the project's filters and lists. One script is scheduled to run every 10 minutes to check whether there are any data that have been officially signed off by a project manager. This process locks the data to avoid further editing and sends a sign of notification to relevant parties. Similarly, another script is scheduled to run every 30 minutes to check whether any health and safety incident has been recorded. If that is the case, the script adds additional reporting information against the incident record, creates a report for the new incident, and sends an email to notify relevant parties. Another script worth mentioning is one that does a daily check of the data already signed off. This script checks for various errors like, is the data recorded against the correct project? Are the records located in New Zealand? Again, any error triggers a notification to relevant parties. Lastly, the project team has requested that all data recorded using Rataka Taiao is summarized and exported to allow them to use the information for various reporting requirements. This data export is in the process of being set up using FME. This set of surveys is complemented by a set of dashboards to allow project users, project managers, and the DOC Jobs for Nature team access to near real-time information. As the audience is a wide group of people, each with different roles, access, and interest, several dashboards were set up. The surveys, alongside the dashboards, can all be accessed from the main Rataka Taiao hub page. The browser and mobile-friendly dashboards are similar and were created to provide the best possible experience for users. Let's have a look at the browser-friendly version. You can see project data. If we start by looking at the map area, we can see the recorded conservation outputs and employment information recorded for our test project. The central area provides an overview of the output measures by type. Different tasks measures like fencing, maintenance of historic sites, weeding, and possum control are displayed for their relevant project and months. Users can navigate through the various tabs to view the employment and output data submitted. The graphs on the left allow the users to view data grouped by job type and trends over time. The editable records dashboard will display records less than 48 hours old. Users can edit their own records for a short period of time before data is locked. Clicking on Edit will open the survey form in the web browser, ready for editing. The monthly sign-off dashboard was created to allow project managers to view a summary of their project's data. Again, they can use the tabs at the bottom to review what their team reported. Particularly, the Incident tab will provide a quick view on major and minor incidents. The Records tab will highlight unusual records that require particular attention, like a very large area weeded in a short amount of time, or work was recorded for a period longer than a week. Managers can request any necessary edits. Otherwise, if all is correct, they will use the embedded survey on the left-hand side to officially sign off the data for a particular month. This digital sign-off process provides an extra validation step to ensure data is as correct as it can be. Now back to Heather to conclude this presentation.
Rataka Taiao is the set of surveys and visualization boards developed collaboratively by various Department of Conservation teams. They allow Jobs for Nature funded projects to report data in a quick and consistent way. Surveys are tailored to each specific project and are accessible anywhere, in the office or in the field. The visualization boards allow staff and managers to keep track of project progress over time. Some feedback we've had from users has been that it's their favourite way to report. Some found the dashboards intuitive, some others not so much, and have appreciated the ability to have someone available to talk through the various dashboard options. Projects are committed to using the app. Some projects are looking forward to receiving data extracts for their specific needs, and users appreciate the apps and the dashboards are continuously improved. Throughout the project, we've noted a few suggestions for improvement that would make Survey 123 and dashboards even more powerful. We wanted users across New Zealand to be able to cache an offline map using an area of their choice. Survey 123, however, doesn't easily provide the option for users to manage their downloaded map areas. Instead, we would have had to predefine them for the users and prepare map packages, which is not ideal for a survey that covers the whole country. We need to create user-specific experiences. To do so, we are hacking the editor tracking fields to change the creator of records and using the editor can only see their own features setting to create user-specific views of the data without having to create a multitude of view layers. It would be great if this could be done in a more accessible way. For example, one user belonging to Project X sees only the records belonging to Project X. An additional point relating to this is that we did notice that editing the creator field only works on a spatial dataset and not on related tables. This is the end of the presentation today. Thank you for listening.